G'day guys, Rubber Kitty here. So, today's topic, well, I was listening to a debate on Stephen Fry about political correctness a while ago, which featured Jordan Peterson and a few other people. And one thing he said that really struck me, and one of the things that I've been saying for a lot of, well, for a long time anyways, was that, he basically said, he was talking to a friend and, trying to ask him, what do you want me to call you, this or that? And he's like, what, I don't care what you call me. Sioux, Indian, Lakota, Redskin, whatever. Call me by my name. Just, it doesn't matter what you call me. It's how you treat me that really matters. And that's the thing in this, well, particularly in the BDSM world, there's people are stuck on labels, titles, and whatnot, because for them, titles and labels and what you're called mean everything. And, well, that's just not true. I mean, if it means everything, it's pretty, I don't know, it's not two-dimensional, it's not one-dimensional, it just seems finite to me. It doesn't allow for a lot of evolving, which is one of the reasons why I identify as evolving. Label, yes, but it gives me plenty of scope to move around. Options, always options. But that's the thing, I guess. So many people get stuck on labels this, labels that. It's happened quite a bit to me when people are like, oh, I didn't expect that of you, or, I don't quite fit into other people's boxes. It's because they're so stuck on labels. And how they don't understand how things are contextual and subjective. And to find out and ask a question about, what do you really mean by this, and not always make an assumption, assume that you know everything. Like, some people would call it disrespectful, the way I sometimes refer to my friends and my owner. And it's not. It's he'd rather me call him, something stupid and do it with respect in my voice, than to call him some stupid title like Lord, God, whatever, and say it in a disrespectful manner, or it doesn't even mean much. I mean, that's the whole thing, the meaning behind it. And some people deliberately use different terms and names and titles and all that in order to test, to insults or to disrespect. And that's the thing, a lot of people just say things these days and they don't even really think about what they're saying, because they feel like they have a right to say it. Sure, they can say it, they feel like they have a right to say it, but you know what, we have a right to not listen, we have a right to disengage, we have a right to say, you know what, I don't have to listen to this anymore. So it kind of works both ways. That whole, I have a right to say what I want. Well, I have a right to also say something, whatever I want, and be offensive. Even if you're offended, you have a right to be offended, or I have a right to be offensive. I can point out someone's being disrespectful, and if they say that they're not, I say, well, fine, but to me you're being disrespectful. You can't tell me that you're not being disrespectful, because I just told you that you're being disrespectful, and you're not respecting other people's points, views, sensibilities. So what, that's not your deal, we can deal with it. However, you know what, if you're going to keep on doing that, you're going to keep on offending people, and, well, communicating things like that, I don't know, there's things that you need to do and things that you don't need to do to get along in life, and that kind of attitude can restrict the people that you come into contact with, and can close off doors that would otherwise be really awesome to meet people, all because you doggedly stick to labels, you doggedly stick to your definitions, you don't allow for other perceptions and perspectives, or try to enforce your own on them, so I don't know. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what you call people. Well, it matters to some. I think that's a bit sort of sad and tired. And some names and that and words and references do have power because they are words and they convey meaning and communication and concepts. But to invest so much in a particular title says something about the person, says a whole lot about their attitude and what their world revolves around. And the words that you say, or even the words that you don't say, can really say a lot. So I admit that I'm not always that good at communicating. Some words I use are not appropriate, but then also people also need to understand and try and be able to understand what term and use is in play and how other people's brains think. That's getting into other people's point of view and thinking, which not a lot of people are good at doing these days. They think they empathize, they don't really. They might sympathize, but realistically they're just mouthing stuff, and they think that they know within context because they only relate it to themselves. They don't relate it, they don't get what other people are thinking and think of something similar about themselves. They just think, oh yeah, that's just me. Anyways, I'll shuffle off for Wednesday. So think about the titles people use, what people like to be called, and when in different situations they like to be called. Think about how much it matters to some people, what they're called, how they're referenced, and realize that some people are really into the labels and names, and some people are into how they're being treated. I'm more about how I'm being treated. I don't care what you call me. I've been called a lot of choice things in the past, and some people find it disrespectful. I'm like, oh no, he doesn't mean it that way, because I can read the tone and their intentions, which I think is sadly lacking in this day and age. The art of conversation. I ought to do a bit of a chat about that one day. Art of conversation, repartee, flirting, verbal sparring. Anyway, love you guys. Have a good sunny day. All the bougainvilleas are out. Oh my god. See you guys. Love you.